Hey friend, I wanted to do a quick little training here on a couple of my insider secrets when it comes to leading from the front of the room. So whether you are speaking on stage, on video, in a training, in a workshop, in an in-home presentation, whatever that might mean for you, here are the things that I have learned from speaking and leading workshops for over a decade now, being an author, being a successful online coach. Here are some of my insider secrets. All right, so as we dive into this, one thing that I want to really share with you is that there's this saying in the personal development world that people will never remember what you say. They will only remember the way that you make them feel. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. People will never remember what you say. They will only remember the way that you make them feel. Okay? So keeping that in mind as you do, whether it's prepare to lead from the front of the room, as I like to call it, whether it's with a mic, on stage like I mentioned, in a video like this, in a training, whatever that might mean for you, what are the feelings that you want the people that are learning from you, what are the feelings that you want them to feel? Now, if you can obviously get them to feel all the feels, that's a good thing, right? To laugh, to cry, to feel the depth and the richness of who you are. Right? I know for me, I tend to dive right in because I hate surface conversations. Like, yeah, your shoes are cute, and yeah, your lip gloss is cute, and yeah, your shirt is cute, but I want to dive into the depths of who you are and what you're facing and what your hopes and your dreams are. I hate surface conversation. Okay, anybody else? Right? There's my 3-year-old. You're gonna hear my 3-year-old. So understand that people will never remember what you say. They will only remember the way that you make them feel. And so if you want to influence them, if you want to, there's a fly here. I don't really care. I'm just gonna keep it in here. Okay. So if you want them to be impacted by what it is that you have to say, then you got to make them feel something, right? So what do you want them to feel about your story, about the impact that you have, about what you're sharing, about the lives that you are changing, about the whatever it is that you are imparting into their spirit? What do you want them to feel? Okay? So again, for me, as I'm doing this, what I am wanting and having a desire for you to feel is that understanding that, okay, I don't have to have it all together when I speak. I don't have to have all these stats and statistics and another certification. I know for me, I used to really struggle with okay, well, before I do anything, I'm just gonna I've got to get one more certification and one more qualification, take one more course, listen to one more podcast, and do one more thing before I feel qualified enough to share something. Right? Sound familiar? If it does, comment below. Let me know, because you are in good company, my friend. That imposter syndrome is real. But here's another secret, is that actually doesn't ever go away. Okay? So I have all the degrees and all the certifications and all the master's degrees, and I've taken all the courses from all the top coaches and all the things. And that doesn't ever really go away. So you just kind of learn to okay, thanks imposter syndrome for sharing that, and I'm gonna do my thing anyways, right? I'm gonna serve anyways, I'm gonna give anyways, I'm gonna speak anyways, I'm going to share my truth with the world anyways, right? So for you, I would love to hear, maybe if you are struggling with imposter syndrome and maybe you haven't been able to get out of that or share your truth with the world, or share what it is that you have a desire to share, comment below so I can make sure to just encourage you and to speak hope and truth and life into you. And then remember that people will never remember what you say. They will only remember the way that you make them feel. okay? Because communication, it's only 7% of communication are the words that we say. 93%, right? The majority of it is this nonverbal communication. So this is not only your vibration or your come from, your essence, your being, the way that you show up in a room. This is your eye contact, your voice inflections, your body language, your movement, your posture. Right? Your smile. Do you have an RBF? Right? Or what you're saying, does it match your body language? And that body language can be really affected by that internal monologue going on. Sound familiar? Comment below if it sounds familiar, right? If all of a sudden, right, maybe, I know for me, I used to, right, if I would show up in a room, whether it was a meeting, a networking event, a business, something or other, and when I was really I used to feel like I didn't have what it took and that I wasn't enough and I didn't have value to share, and I had all these hopes and dreams, but I really struggled with low self-esteem. And so I would kind of like hide in the corner of the room and not really talk, and like I was so afraid of what other people used to think about me. I was so afraid, it was so crippling. And after going through a spiritual journey, a really huge spiritual awakening and journey and healing, and really pursuing my inner healing, right? That voice, that ego of mine, that chatter that goes on, it still is there, but I've also learned to be able to listen to that inner voice of truth inside, okay? And so here's another insider secret, that when you are leading from the front of the room, is to trust that even if you don't have all the words to say, even if you fumble, even if you mess up, even if at the end of your talk, your speech, your training, you forget something, and all of a sudden at the end you start to like should all over yourself, right? Like, oh, I should have said this, and I should have said that, and crap, I forgot this thing. Right, here's the biggest secret, is that voice of truth inside, whether that is God, spirit, source, infinite intelligence, you fill in the blank for you, right? For me, it's God. That voice of truth inside is also the gap insurance. Okay? And there's magic in the gaps. There's magic in the silence. There's magic in the space. Right? So even in that space that I just left, where I wasn't speaking, where I wasn't talking, you're probably hearing something from that voice of truth inside, right? I can't tell you how many times I've been on stage or I've taught something and people come back to me and they say, oh my gosh, I loved when you were talking about this, and this point really stuck out to me. And it wasn't me, like it wasn't anything that I said, it was that voice of truth inside that filled in the gaps, that spoke to their heart directly for exactly what it is that they needed to hear. Okay? So trust the gaps, allow for the space. Exactly what they need to hear will be said. And trust that. Hi, buddy. Trust that, my friend. Okay? You have what it takes. I believe in you. And to show how much I believe in you, I actually have a gift for you. So make sure that if this is resonating with you, comment below and let me know. Maybe let me know what that voice of truth is that you're hearing. Stop talking. I'm almost done with this training. Then we can go play, okay? So, what is that voice of truth inside? What is the gap saying to you? Comment below and let me know. How can you improve maybe your vibration, the way that you show up in a room? And then the gift that I have for you, it's for fellow coaches, speakers, authors, influencers, leaders, people that know that they are meant for more, right? Which is what my book is called. It's called Meant for More, Igniting Your Purpose in a World That Tries to Dim Your Light. So when you know that you're meant for more, if you know that you're being drawn to level up, to maybe create your workshop, to start to lead from the front of the room, or if you already are and you have an online business, you want to level things up, I have a gift for you, and it's called my 21 Ways to Manifest More Money in Your Business. So click the link below, grab the freebie, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this, share this out if you feel drawn, and I look forward to connecting with you more. Talk to you soon.
Oh my.